My boyfriend's friends have made it clear, you're not welcome. After 8 months of trying to connect, I'm still left out and ignored. When I asked him if I did something wrong, he said, I don't know, leaving me at a loss. Is my relationship worth salvaging? Hello, I have not posted on Reddit before, so my apologies if there are issues with formatting. I am seeking some advice because I no longer know what to do, and I have lost all hope regarding this situation. I am 20 years old and I met my current boyfriend, who is also 20 years old, in July. We somewhat met for a second time as we both spoke when we were children, then moved away to different cities, and later found ourselves back in our hometown after about 5 years had passed. I was really excited about the prospect of this relationship and getting to know him again, as it was nice to have someone who understood the feeling of being out of place after moving and returning to a town right after high school had concluded. When we initially met, everything was positive. I was eager to meet his friends because I was trying to reconnect with those I had not spoken to in a while, as well as meet new people from the town I did not attend high school with. For the 2 years of high school that I lived here, I attended a Catholic high school while my boyfriend and most of his friends attended public schools. Among his friend group, I was already friends with two of them and did not know the others. The problems began after we had been talking for about a month. We had agreed not to make our relationship official until a month or so of talking had passed, as we wanted to ensure we were both ready for a long-term commitment. He was invited to go to the bar with his friends, and when the subject of my attendance came up, everyone would either make excuses for why they could no longer go or would cancel outright. As a result, the situation often ended with me saying I could just stay home while his entire friend group went out without me, which included all of his friends and their girlfriends. Those who had canceled or made excuses would suddenly be able to attend. However, if I mentioned that I would like to come along, they would return to their previous reluctance. I did not understand why I was not invited or why there was an issue with my attendance, but I just assumed it might be because we were not officially dating yet, and they wanted to wait and see if we were going to be in a relationship. Eventually, I discovered that the girls my boyfriend had spoken to or hooked up with before me were allowed to join social gatherings regardless of how long they had been talking with him, some of them joining within just 3 days of meeting him. We made our relationship official in late August, and he organized a fire with his friends. He decided to be the designated driver for the bar, and when he informed them that I wanted to come, we experienced the same issues once again. The previous excuses of not having room in their vehicle did not apply since he was the one driving, and suddenly they claimed that if I attended, it would take up a spot for one of his friend's girlfriends who wanted to bring a friend with her to meet the group, which was apparently acceptable. This frustrated me because this girl was not even a member of the group or a girlfriend, yet I had to once more relinquish my opportunity to stay home while they went out, even though it was my boyfriend driving. I did not understand why they were so hesitant to get to know me, but I tried to keep my concerns to myself because I still wanted to connect with these individuals in the future. The first major issue arose around October. After several months of this ongoing pattern, I stopped attempting to go out with them altogether and decided to do my own thing, hoping to see him and spend some time together if we happened to end up at the same bar. One night, my best friend and I went out the same night he and his friends were out. For context, the main strip for bars for people my age is a long block, and everyone travels between the bars, often walking or outside for a smoke. We passed my boyfriend and his friend multiple times, and each time he would not even glance my way or acknowledge my presence, which began to upset me. I did not expect to follow him and his friends around or cling to their group, but I thought I would at least receive a hello from my boyfriend. Eventually, we ended up inside the same bar due to sheer coincidence later that night, and the same experience occurred. At this point, I felt quite defeated and somewhat inebriated, so I excused myself to go to the bathroom because I felt like crying and did not want to create a scene. During this time, my best friend confronted my boyfriend, pointed out that he was being quite rude, and said he was hurting my feelings and being unfair. This upset him, and I received a multitude of texts stating that I was embarrassing him and his friends. I was mortified and sent apologies to both him and his friends, expressing that I had no idea she would say anything and did not wish to cause any issues. I feel it was a bit of an overreaction on his part since my friend merely approached him privately and expressed her feelings. After the situation had calmed down, he revealed to me a couple of weeks later that his friend's girlfriend had pulled him aside before they left the bar and told him he could confide in her about anything. Or if he wanted to send me a text, he could give her his phone, and she would write a good one to humble me. I found this extremely disrespectful because I did not even know this girl and could not comprehend why she felt the need to intervene or encourage my boyfriend to confide in her about negative things regarding me. Another reason I am concerned about this girl is that my boyfriend and our mutual friend became quite close over the winter and began hanging out as a trio frequently, even going on a trip together. During this trip, our friend confided in me that this girl had once said she found my boyfriend attractive when he first returned, leaving me to wonder if this affected her specific issue with me. She also consistently, accidentally leaves her phone in my boyfriend's car after nights out, requesting that he deliver it to her house in the morning, insisting that it should only be him who comes to return it. If I am there, she greets me with a disapproving look or sends her boyfriend to retrieve it. After this incident, I became completely uninterested in getting to know his friends and felt very discouraged. The same cycle recurred, wherein they would make plans to go out and the moment my name was mentioned, no one wanted to attend anymore. Therefore, I stopped taking it personally and ceased asking if I could join, resigning myself to the belief that I must have done something to offend his friends, and there appeared to be nothing I could do to change the situation. The second issue arose in December. I had acquired last-minute tickets to a concert I had wanted to attend for a while, which was out of province, so I went with my friend and my boyfriend offered to watch my cats while I was away. He asked if he could invite the two friends I knew over and I agreed they were welcome. Later that night, one of the friends sent me a message and informed me that the friend and the girlfriend who had previously made strange comments were also at my house. I texted my boyfriend, requesting that he inform me of who was coming into the house while I was away next time, although I reiterated that they were welcome. The following weekend, I was invited out with the entire group, including the friend from earlier and his girlfriend. Quite a few of them canceled at the last minute, which I expected, however, those two did show up. Throughout the night, I attempted to engage in conversation, even offering to buy a round of drinks for the table, but I was completely ignored. I tried speaking directly to either of them to break the ice or initiate a conversation, but instead of acknowledging me or addressing what I said, they would simply stare blankly and revert to their previous conversation or start up a discussion with someone else. I felt confused and hurt, so I decided to focus on another friend I encountered at the bar for the rest of the night and did not mention anything when I returned home. Once again, I stopped receiving invitations, and at this point, I finally asked my boyfriend if I had done something wrong. He informed me that the reason his friends felt uncomfortable around me was due to two individuals I associated with when I first moved back, as they did not like them. This perplexed me, as I had not associated with those individuals in months and had been very vocal about the fact that I no longer hung out with them. Furthermore, it was confusing that the girlfriend had once been friends with those people as well. I assumed that since she had an understanding of this situation, she would see my position and recognize that I had not known what those individuals were like when I initially socialized with them, and I had promptly cut ties with them at the first sign of any unnecessary drama. Fast forward to now. We have been dating for nearly 8 months and the same issue just keeps repeating. I am not invited, and when I ask if I have done something wrong instead of receiving a clear answer, I am met with vague responses or told that he is unsure but does not want to address it for fear of causing problems with his friends. I am deeply hurt because all I have ever wanted was to get to know his friends, and I have no idea if I have done something to offend them. As I write this post, there are plans for another outing tonight that I am yet again not included in. This time, my boyfriend explicitly stated to my face that he was going out and that I should not bother asking to join because I was not welcome. I confided in a close friend about this situation, and he proposed a solution I might not want to hear but need to consider. He suggested that perhaps my boyfriend has been saying negative things about me to his friends, or that he is the one who does not want me to come along or says I am not invited, flipping the situation to avoid conflict. This upset me because if it is true, I do not understand why he would do this or how I could possibly salvage the situation. I am at my wit's end and do not know what to do. I sincerely wish to find a resolution, as it would be lovely to put myself out there with new people and be able to attend the various gatherings and hangouts they frequently organize. Another reason this concerns me is that my boyfriend is about to return to work for the summer. He works for up to 12 hours a day, with only one day off each week. Last summer, he often used that one day off to socialize with his friends without inviting me, resulting in me seeing him only once or twice a week for less than an hour when he visited briefly, which I understood. I genuinely do not want the same issues to arise this summer, where I only see my boyfriend infrequently for short periods, and he continually chooses to use his single day off to go out with his friends while indicating that I am not welcome. For some additional context, my boyfriend has never really stood up for me in these discussions. He simply takes his friends' discomfort as a given. I have not seen him inquire about what the issue may be, and when his friends suggest going to the bar and my name comes up, they immediately become awkward, yet he does not ask why, nor does he insist on bringing me along anyway. Does anyone have any advice or suggestions regarding what I might have done, or how I could resolve this situation? Thank you for reading. I am eager to hear any advice. Summary: my boyfriend's friends dislike me for no apparent reason, and I do not understand why. I am seeking guidance on whether this situation is worth salvaging or if there is something I may not be considering. Story 2. After my boyfriend lost his father, I felt compelled to reconnect despite feeling nothing but pity. Is it wrong to want to get back together? He asked, and I said no, though I wonder if my feelings are gone forever. Can love come back after heartbreak? Brief context regarding breakup. Scroll down if you want to skip. We initially ended our relationship after he openly disrespected me behind my back in front of my friends a couple of days before Valentine's Day. My friends defended me by directly telling him that he should treat me better by paying for our date instead of me paying. This was all recorded since I was not there, and I heard his tone of voice saying it, how indifferent he was. O is already craving my attention, it's fine. Friend, you should make her a card. Boyfriend A. We have been together for 2 years and he never considered getting me a gift. He was not financially stable, which is acceptable, but I gave him countless handmade gifts to express my feelings. I just wanted to know that he appreciated me, even a card would have been nice. He did not do anything that is considered the bare minimum according to my friends. He never viewed me as a priority, but rather as a simple pastime, cuddling anything to fill the emotional void or even a relationship you would find in secondary school. He constantly prioritized his friends, even my best friend, over my feelings. He has a good heart and I know he is capable of caring, however, his lack of experience really shows. He is also neurodivergent autistic, if that is relevant. I conducted initial research on this and tried to be more direct after my first emotional outburst based on the assumption that he preferred my best friend over me, which we moved past to account for this. Anyway, after I found out from my close friends, I was devastated. I opened my eyes, looked at the large bag of crafting supplies for his gift in my hand and thought, what am I doing? I sent voice notes expressing my feelings and my desire to break up, met up in person to discuss it further, and we both agreed we wanted to focus on improving ourselves, so we parted on good terms and agreed to be on a break. There was no set time regarding how long it would last, and we established a strict no-contact rule, and we were not exclusive to one another. After a while, I was convinced it was a full breakup. He broke the rule a couple of times to try to demonstrate that he was capable of performing simple daily tasks consecutively, like brushing his teeth, showering, etc. His hygiene was concerning, no deodorant, greasy hair, but I still loved him regardless before the breakup. My friends pointed out all his flaws post-breakup, which leads to getting back together, feelings gone, main title comes in. So a month went by, and the day before this, I sent a proper breakup text stating that I had completely lost my feelings for him. While I was working on coursework, I received a message from him saying, "So, my father passed away." I was in disbelief. His father was all he and his sister had. He has no mother since she disappeared years ago, and I was incredibly worried. I still cared deeply about him and had no idea what would happen to him. I kept messaging him to understand the situation better while also keeping him company and allowing him to process his emotions. I felt terrible since the sequence of events was just too cruel. From losing his friends to his girlfriend and now to his only father, I felt horrible. Fast forward to a few days later, he was 5 hours away from me by car now, and we were talking on voice chat again since I wanted him to have company. I missed hearing his voice, I missed our conversations, and I simply missed him. It did not help that all my other friends were in relationships. I had to watch them all make out the day before. It was miserable. Things became slightly intimate. I wish you were here right now, I miss you, I want you. He had clearly changed since he was never this affectionate before. He began doing things that I had to beg him to even consider doing with me, such as pinky promises, which made me very happy, but in the back of my mind I thought, why now, why not during the 2 years we were together? I tried to express this to him, and he apologized for only realizing how much I meant to him after all this time. It is as they say, you never realize what you have lost until it is gone. At that moment, I could reciprocate this love as I genuinely missed him and was happy he was back with me. He asked me, is it wrong to want to get back together? At the time, I said no, even though I was scared of being hurt like that again. In my mind, I wanted to give us another chance and agreed, so we are back together. However, everything happening right after his father passed away feels so wrong. I do not want to get back with him out of pity. I have no idea how I feel now. It has only been about a week since we reunited and I cannot even say I love you and mean it. Thinking about it stresses me out since I am unclear about my feelings. Is this just a phase? Should I tell him how I feel? Should I break up? Is this relationship beyond repair? Do I even want to fix this relationship? I used to be so obsessed with him, putting him on a pedestal and almost losing my closest friends due to how much I prioritized him. All of those feelings are long gone. I cannot tell my friends about this situation, since I know they will be disappointed in me for getting back together with him after exposing everything he has done and realizing how bad it truly was. I somewhat miss the solitude I had, but at the same time I do not want to be alone. I like him and I do care about him, but I am unsure if I can genuinely say I love him or if those feelings I once had will ever return. My time alone has changed me, I guess. I was able to experience what it is like to somewhat love myself. I do not know how to process my feelings. I am just scared of hurting him since he is genuinely trying, but I am also damaging my mental health by pretending to have feelings for his happiness. Please help, I am begging. TLDR, I gave my boyfriend another chance to prove that he has changed right after his single father passed away. He has changed, however I am convinced I have lost my feelings, but it has only been a week since we reconciled, and I do not know what to do. I cannot even say I love you without meaning it. I am uncertain about what to do.